Young Africans for Opportunities, Yafo, an independent non-profit non-commercial organization, has organized an event dubbed Drive and More. This event was held as a result of stakeholder engagement on research about vehicle insurance experiences in Ghana. The Drive and More initiative was aimed at making sure that insurance is viewed holistically rather than simply just compensating losses. This program seeks to further improve behavior of drivers and promotes behavioral changes to benefit society as a whole.
That significantly benefit the society as a whole. So that's on the introduction on insurance. Now, the objective for this survey was to ascertain the vehicle insurance experience in Ghana, and specific objective focused on determinant of vehicle insurance subscription in Ghana, awareness and knowledge of the claim process, and also the level of confidence or trust in vehicle insurance companies. Methodology. This research conducted a few months ago, started from February to May this year. We used the cross-sectional survey designed across the system.
Speaking to the co-founder and programs manager for Yafo, Nathaniel Jamena, he entreated all drivers and policyholders to rally behind the Drive and More project to help improve vehicle insurance policies in Ghana and urged the drivers especially to reach out more to policyholders and not rely on perceptions that this insurance company will not pay.
This event is dubbed Drive and Move, and what we did today was a stakeholder engagement on a research that we conducted on vehicle insurance experiences in Ghana. And from the engagement, we realized that the research has spoken, and some of them were attested by the insurance company and most of the stakeholders that were here. So we wanted to make sure that insurance is viewed holistically rather than simply just compensating losses, but to move further to even improve the behavior of drivers and even promote good driving or promote behavioral changes to benefit the society as a whole. And so that's why we embarked on the Drive and More. And like your friend mentioned, in these times, it's already difficult times, and people can attest to the economic difficulty. And so in this difficult times, and then you have your insurance as a butter to fall on anytime that you have any challenge. You shouldn't be subjected to another difficult process like you could tell for yourself from the data presentation that I made that people pay the insurance because they feel police will catch them. That's why they are paying insurance, and insurance do more than just that. And so it's sad for the data to speak like that, to say people in Ghana to say they are paying insurance because they want to avoid police harassment. More is something that has begun with young Africans for opportunities. And so what we want from the research that we have done, it tells clearly that there's a knowledge gap. If a driver gets involved in any eventualities, they don't even know the process, the procedure to go through to get this to get their claims. And even some of the insurance company also be asking for documents like police reports and whatnot, and we all know that there are unofficial and official fees involved in paying or getting a police report. It's not simple as that, and so it happens like that. It becomes very difficult and challenging for them. And so I would say that we should also adapt to the education so that people will know, especially the passengers. Even passengers are covered by third-party insurance, but most passengers are unaware that they have insurance cover on the vehicle. And this stakeholder engagement has thrown light on it. That if you are a passenger and you are boarding a car, you can even check per the short code given. You can check that whether this car is having insurance, so that when you are even involved in any eventuality or an accident, you can pick up the details of the insurance or the car that knocked you to the car's insurance company, and then you get compensated as a passenger. The same way happens to the policyholders, but the depth in the knowledge gap, like the data speak to itself. Almost about 62% of passengers saying they are unaware of these things, and which is problematic. And I think that we should have policy conversation on this, and we should make sure that the conversation of insurance just doesn't remain with the regulator and the insurance company, but the people who are supposed to benefit from the insurance company, or the people who are supposed to benefit from the insurance policy, should be also educated and enlightened on some of these things. Any policyholder that they should rally behind the Driver More project that will help to improve the vehicle insurance, policies we have in Ghana. And also, they should reach out more, because I believe that some of the insurance companies, like we have in the Stakeholder Engagement, some of these insurance companies have their awareness and education, but it is at their doorstep. So sometimes the drivers must reach out, and they shouldn't only rely on the perception that this insurance company will not pay, but they should also try and make attempt. We will call on the police to also assist, because when someone is indeed in need, when there is an eventuality, is paying of claim should be an emergency as well, so that the person can get his claim quickly, because majority of the respondents mentioned that they want their claim to be paid in a fortnight. And so if these are their expectation, the insurance company should also do their best to meet it, and they should make sure that everything that they are doing in the insurance space be responsive to the drivers, because the driver, they are the major stake in this whole thing. So they should plan and do everything to make sure that they are enjoying the fruit of their insurance.
Basically, what happens is that a lot of the insurance companies, they demand certain documents to verify the claims that people are making. So if, for example, you come and say your car has knocked somebody down, they will need a police report to verify that indeed your car has knocked someone down, because there are people who come to perpetrate fraud on the insurance companies. And it has turned out to be that these requirements actually frustrates claimants or insurance customers who are looking for claims from the insurance company, because you go to the police, we know how our police behave. Either they will delay your time, or they will never provide a report in time. And so something small that you thought maybe you could just make a small claim on an insurance company of just about 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, it could take you months and you will never get the claims. And so I believe that if the insurance companies could find other ways and means of ensuring that they are verifying the claims that people are bringing on them, then it will help. It will help them to gain confidence in their customers, because today many customers are saying that they are not buying insurance because when it's time to go and claim, the companies are going to frustrate you. And I think that
if you look at, for instance, the third-party insurance, which is compulsory, it takes a social burden off the neck of everybody. Family members, church members, or people in the same mosque, the government. So if there is no insurance in place and someone is injured through an accident, the person becomes a burden on society. But once there is insurance, then the insurance company sets in to compensate the person so that he doesn't have to rely on anybody. In the unfortunate event where the person dies, he may be the breadwinner of the family. It could be somebody's mother, it could be somebody's father, somebody's uncle or brother taking care of him or her. If he goes and no compensation is paid, the person suffers twice. You lose the family member or the friend, and you lose the financial benefit that you could have gotten from the person. But where insurance comes in to pay compensation, at least it doesn't bring the person back, but it alleviates the financial burden on people who would have depended on the person should he have lived his full time. So these are some of the social importance of insurance, and I think that is the reason why that insurance is compulsory. The government has no business putting monies in the pockets of insurance companies, but they know that if it is not in place, ultimately it becomes a social burden. We see some of these unfortunate ones standing by the roadside, begging for alms. Some of them are bedridden. If there is proper insurance in place, yes, they may still be harmed or they may still be injured, but the burden financially wouldn't be as much as we are seeing these days. So we encourage everybody. If you operate a transport or you drive a transport vehicle or a commercial vehicle, get the insurance in place. And then to our passengers, we are also pleading that you should also check the insurance status of every car before you board it. And I mentioned it. You just need your YAM phone. You don't need data. It is free. Whether MTN, Vodafone, or Airtel to go or Glow, no one charges you. Just dial star 920 star 57 hash. Put in the car number. Be sure the car has insurance before you jump onto it to your destination. It will save you a great deal someday. Insurance should be bought because the police will arrest you. I'm sorry, the police cannot care more about your life than yourself. So ask yourself, why would the police arrest a car that is carrying you and doesn't have insurance? You may not be a family member, but because of the job they do, they know the difference between an accident victim who sat in an insured car and one who did not. So they are just agents of state or agents of the nation who are making sure that even if there should be an accident, people who fall victims to it have compensation. And that's the only reason why they will arrest you if you don't have insurance. So for us as insurance companies, yes, we will continue educating the public. We will continue telling them what has changed about what they knew about the insurance some 10, 15 years ago. We will continue to tell them the innovations we are putting on the table. We will continue to tell them how people have made a difference in their life by buying the right insurance. And we strongly believe that things wouldn't stay as they are. Someday, a bigger number of the public than we have now will come to appreciate insurance, just as it happens in most advanced countries. And we know that definitely Ghana too will get there. Is people still live with a certain perception that insurance companies wouldn't pay. That perception may have some basis, but I wonder where it comes from. I keep on saying that for most people who complain about insurance claims, they tell other people's stories, not necessarily their own. I'm not saying that insurance companies are angels and never make mistakes. Yes, like every human institution, there may be one or two issues that didn't go well. So I would only advise people that if you put in your claim, and even supposing without admitting that you are not paid, what do you lose? Nothing. But if you would have been paid a claim and you didn't put it in, then you lose a lot. And by the way, insurance companies are licensed by a state institution before we can operate. We have a regulator, the National Insurance Commission. So if for any reason you think a certain insurance company is denying you a genuine claim, I will plead with the person to report that insurance company to the appropriate authority. And the National Insurance Commission is not only in Accra. They have offices in Cape Coast, Takoradi, Kumasi, Sunyani, Tamale. So look for the office that is very close to you. Go and tell them your story. And I'm sure they will make sure you get what is due you. But I can tell you confidently that for claimants who genuinely had accidents, they were injured, they have the right documents to prove that they had accidents, every insurance company will settle their claim and settle it amicably.
Thank you for watching Nation One TV. Kindly subscribe for more news updates.